one of the things I was talking about was the importance of having our police officers do jujitsu on a consistent basis.
Yeah. So they're more confident in themselves.
Well, you're more confident in yourself, and you know how to handle stress. Like that, you talk about de-escalation,
right.
and the only way that you can de-escalate a stressful situation is for you to be the only person who's calm. Like the only way to de-escalate a stressful situation is to be calm in a stressful situation.
But that's also easier said than done. These police officers are experiencing some very high trauma stuff like
no
every day.
Shit.
And it's like stuff that's inhumane, like stuff that's you're not supposed to experience on the daily basis.
Well, that's why you got to roll into a combat sport because that helps you process that.
True,
you know, like it's not a cure.
I don't care any sport. I don't care how stressful it is. It's not going to prepare you to be a police officer.
Nothing does. But I'll tell you
to view those things that they see. Like I was on the campaign trail the other day, and I ran to a couple, an older couple, and their son just so happened to be there. And he's born and raised here in Austin. He was an APD officer, and he was telling us, man, like they experience and they see some crazy things. Children's feet being burned. Dead bodies, just stuff that you can't prepare for.
Right.
You should. It's not. I mean, no human can prepare for it.
But that's why you have to train. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But that's why you have to train, and that's why you have to be doing a combat sport like that to help. Even give you a fighting chance at managing the stress.
Right.
That's why you have to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. I agree. And also it'll be like it'll give you the confidence to approach situations with more zeal. I guess more. I don't know how would you say it. Just overall confidence.
You're just more confident. You're calm.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you. I'm sure just from your professional boxing experience, I'm sure you've de-escalated.
I de-escalate
more fights than you all the time without raising your voice ever.
Not just de-escalating like fights, but like just de-escalating people in general. Like whenever we don't agree on something, like for example, there's people on my team that didn't agree with me not wanting to defund the police, and they were like, "Well, how could you feel that way? Think about where we come from." And it's true because we do need police reform. Like people in my community are targeted by police, or they're mistreated by police all the time.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't mean that we don't need a well-funded. Because I was just trying to think outside of the box, think abstractly. Why do we need a well-funded police force? Well, one, they're always stressed, and if we defund the police, then that means there's going to be less police on per shift, and if there's less police per shift, that means they're going to be more stressed, and if they come into interact with us as overly stressed, then that means there's more room for conflict.
Yeah, especially if they think that you're the ones who caused the stress that they're dealing with.
Right, because he was that brings up another point that the APD officer that was born and raised here. He says, whenever they get calls, it's not for something good. Whenever the police get called, it's never for something good. It's never like, hey, come over here and I saved a baby already, or I did something. When the police get called, it's for something that they need to solve or that they need to work on, and it's usually negative, and they're already in that red zone. So, and that I think that just goes back to just us understanding the police, being, interacting more with the police, and having more community engagement, and they need to be well-funded to do that.
Yeah, and I think that they well-funded, better trained, I think
mm-hmm.
And then they have to be accountable meaningfully.
Accountable.
Me and Gary were talking
sides.
about how,
mm-hmm.
if there's a shooting or if there's a police misconduct and, all fines and whatnot from the police department, they should just be taken out of the pension fund.
Yeah,
just take it out of the pension instead of have it be a taxpayer thing.
Yeah, I had an idea. Well, not me, but some people on my team, and we agreed on it, and we came up with it. And having the police take out personal liability insurance, similar to malpractice insurance by doctors, because police handle our lives just like doctors. And even more so, even more intimately. So if they make a mistake, that would weed out bad cops automatically.
Yeah.
So and then if they have personal liability insurance, and if they lose that insurance, then they can't just go to another police force somewhere else. And if they make a mistake, and hopefully not, they don't ever kill anybody unjustifiably. But if they do, like you said, it's not coming out of the text, because whenever that happens, like for example, whenever Mike Ramos passed away, RIP Mike Ramos, that was unfortunate. That should not have happened. Yeah. The police, didn't know how to handle the situation. It might have been a young police officer. I don't know the details of it, but the whole situation was just wrong, and and it was unfortunate because we lost an invaluable life and a person, and then on top of that, if the city is sued by the family, then we experience a double loss because we're paying for it, the taxpayers, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that seems like a pretty reasonable thing that we should be doing immediately, and
right.
I'm surprised at our city council when they had this meeting, they didn't just do that right off the bat.
Well, the city council is disconnected. They're disconnected, and they're not really thinking for themselves. They're following national trends, and they're not looking at us right here directly. What kind of police force do we have in Austin, Texas? And we actually have people that are born and raised here. You know, like one of my cousins, my first cousin, Daniel. You know, I won't say his name, but my first cousin is a rookie APD officer, and he just made the last cadet class.
Congrats!
And he's a really good dude. He's really good. He wants to serve and protect our community. He doesn't want to. He's not out there to kill his own people. Yeah. And that's what I want. I want us to be so close to the police force.
Hey, tell them to come to 10th Planet, man. We offer discounts for law enforcement. So
yeah. I'll let them know, man. But that's what I want. I want us to be policing ourselves. And if we police ourselves, there's going to be less room for conflict. There's going to be less killings, unjustified killings, and hopefully killings overall, you know, because they're just going to, you know, I think that if your friends run into you and they pull you over for something and it's your friend, there's going to be almost zero conflict, you know, and then also too, you're going to hold yourself accountable. If you're, you know, a citizen who might not be doing the right thing, and you see your friends out there working hard, or your family members out there working hard, you're going to want to be more understanding. You're going to want to do the right thing. You're going to want to be a better citizen, and you're just going to want to be, you know, just be better overall, I think.
No, there's no argument with that.